Yo, hey, what's up, dudes? Happy Friday. Welcome aboard the JoeNeverFails. If you guys are tuning in from BDO, the world of BDO, we just got an announcement going out in game. It's a very cool day. If you've never been here before, my name is JoeFails. This is twitch.tv/JoeNeverFails, where we help the average Joe. It's your everyday gamer, both inside and outside the world of gaming. Today is a very cool day. We had an opportunity as BDO partners a couple of days ago to sign up for a chance to do a a class reboot stream. So 2 days ago, Enlave let me know. He goes, bro, you want to do a Striker reboot on the 24th? I said, bet, let's fucking go. So today we're doing a 2-hour-long stream celebrating Striker as a class, but also focusing on the reboot. I know that one of the questions on everybody's minds, one of the most popular classes in the game right now is Striker, what's going on? I know you guys may or may not have some questions. What's good with Awakening? What's up with Succession? Which one's better PvP? Which one's better 1v1? Which one's better open world grinding? So I wanted to put together a conversation. So this is like a mini podcast featuring two of the most competitive strikers that I could get my hands on. We are joined by NA's tournament winner, #1 striker, Divios. We are potentially going to be joined by my man. We're potentially going to be joined by the EU striker winner as well, Gloomer. What's up, my dude? Let's test your volume real quick. And we're also joined by the #1 Twitch striker in all your hearts, the homie FakeUniforM. Gloomer, if you could give us a little bit of mic check 1 2 1 2 and test, make sure you're
1 2 testing. Is it good?
Chat.
How is time to start anything up?
All good, my dude. All good. How's Gloomer's voice? Good. Awesome. So for you guys who are joining in from BDO, today is going to be about a 2-hour mini podcast talking about Striker itself, the changes.
We might fill into 3 hours.
I'm down to go as long as you guys are down for. I know it's Christmas Eve and it's late for Gloomer, but there's another.
I'm trying to hold out.
Yeah, all good, my dude. And Kerr's segment is 2 hours from now, so let's try to get through as much as we possibly can. For you guys who are watching the stream, ! Reboot in chat. If you're interested in winning, we're going to have 15 costumes to give away, so sporadically I'm going to give away costumes. Additionally, if you're watching the game from North America and you're playing Striker, I'm going to be doing a couple of costume giveaways in-game, like in general chat. We're going to do some games in BA9. So if you want to come join us on stream, we're in Battle Arena 9, just screwing around, doing silly stuff. So while you guys come into the BA, I'd love for everybody to introduce themselves. Take your time and shout each other out, that you guys let the chat know who you are and what's going on.
Divios, you're up.
What?
You're first, baby.
No.
Yup.
Divios, you're #1, dude. You're first.
Hi, my name is Divios.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me some pointers, Feek. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fake. What's up? I'm FakeUni. For those who may not know, I play Striker. Been playing Striker since it first released. When I first started playing the game, I actually started playing when the Striker released. Some of the classes that I tested out first before making my decision was Ninja, Tamer, Wizard, and I ended up falling onto the Striker. Really liked the Striker because it just had this Dragon Ball Z feel, and that is big nostalgia for me because I was the type of person that watched every new episode on Friday on TV. And,
on the next episode of
on the next episode
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball. Oh,
wait, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
So I make YouTube videos, I stream on Twitch, blah blah blah, and nice to meet anyone who isn't familiar with me. Hi.
Thank you, Fake. Yeah, basically who you are, where you're from, whether you like long walks to the beach, red seedless grapes, your experience with Striker, the things that you like to do in the game, what guild you're in, a basic intro.
Ingenium. I'm from Ingenium. I like to grind all the time. I'm basically a grind bot, and I live in Canada. Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah. My name's Divios. I played Striker since release. Before that, I played Warrior, and every now and again I just tag or play another class for a while. But I always come back to Striker, and what really made me it was just I've always loved being tanky, and that's why when I was playing Warrior I was full DP. A lot of the time I'm Striker I've been playing full DP, or a variant of that.
Yeah, some major hybrid build.
Yeah, I love the playstyle. I love how the one thing I'll never find on any other class is just like the basic movement, like just like being able to sprint really fast and like the jumps and stuff. I love it so much. Like the movement, I just love so much, and this rework is amazing for it.
So, real side note also, you come from a competitive gaming background outside of BDO. Like, you have experience competing at a very high level in other games. You want to give us a little bit of background on that, in case anybody in chat doesn't know?
Yeah, I played professional Smite for 6 years, and like ended up like the last year I played, I won the world championship, and then I played basically if you play League, it's like top lane, where I'm basically like a tank or a bruiser, and I just love that type of style.
So BDO's an esport too, right?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know if you know this, but I've like looked up to the way that you play Striker since I found out who you were, like where you came into this game. It's like you've been a great inspiration to the way that I've played my class. So like just throwing that out there, Divios. Ooh woo. And Gloomer, last but not least, Gloomer, can you give us like the most in-depth intro you can possibly give us as to who you are and what?
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
So I'm Gloomer from EU. I'm the Godlike striker over there, basically EU Divios. I've for the most part been on a break now since like the striker rework hit Global Lab, but I'm now returning with its release. Though obviously Christmas, I gotta wait until I get home.
Okay.
I'm from Norway, so if anyone hears an accent, that's where it's from. I've been playing striker for not as long as the rest of you here, but I've basically almost only been playing strikers since I started playing the game in like late 2018. I had like a break for Archer when it released, but then I went back to striker. I've never been a DP striker. I've always been full AP, just grinding all day, every day, and somehow that translated into PvP. I'm not sure where it started, but I just play the game a lot when I do play. I used to stream, and when I quit or when I went on break from video, I stopped streaming as well. So now that I'm returning, I will be returning to that as well. If anyone here knows me from that, what else do I say? I don't know, man.
That's pretty good, dude. Thanks, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Window, man.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like I know Divios' background a bit. I know I've been friends with Fake for a couple of years, but like I haven't had a chance to I don't know you much at all. So I've actually got a couple of questions for you later on in this conversation, like specifically designed around like what EU Strikers experience has been like.
That's the first time I've actually ever
dude.
met you, Gloomer. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, man. So for you guys who are joining us today, I wanted to have a pretty decent discussion centered around like celebrating the reboot itself. So like diving straight in right off the bat, I want to get everybody's reaction to the rework off the rip. It's like, what has everybody's initial feedback been? Insta, like how you guys feel about the Striker rework?
Hot damn, this shit is hot.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like both specs, they both feel so good. Honestly, I think the slow change was like the slow stacking thing is probably like what I've noticed the most. Like, you feel so fast in both specs.
Yeah,
Succession feels really nice. The damage, it's not as like it seems like certain specs and classes are doing a bit crazy damage right now, but Succession, like the feelings there, is just like and then Awakening, just everything feels great. The two new skills, they feel like they like literally were perfect for the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all the movement and stamina changes, just really I feel like for like the first time ever, it feels like you could play like full AP Awakening and not be like complete troll. That
Yes.
I always felt like full AP Awakening before was pretty troll, but now you can actually do really good damage, and your damage actually scales.
If I may, correct me if I'm wrong too, Divios. You know, Succession was always higher APM compared to Awakening.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Awakening, in my opinion, definitely felt a little bit slower and clunkier. After this rework, though, Awakening is much higher APM. Like, it's faster, animations are faster. It's much higher APM, and now Succession has a bit more of a finesse with certain skills, and it's just a little bit higher APM than what it was before.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. Yeah, I think Awakening got quite a bit higher APM. Succession got a little higher APM, but it has like 20 new like chains and cancels and a bunch of really cool stuff with it.
That's one of the things I want to talk to you about, Suck, in comparison, because I haven't got a chance to put my hands on it at all. I'm definitely going to play it on Season. So Saturday's my first day to get my hands on Striker.
Oh my god, you have to.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know.
Between Awakening and Succession, they're both juice, man. As soon
Yeah.
as I'm bored grinding, I just switched over to Awakening. I feel like I'm playing a new class.
Yeah.
It's so juice.
So, like, one of the crazy things about, like, we're going to get into this in a little second, but I think that this is, like, the perfect time to, like, dive in. For me, like, it feels like Striker's brand new. It literally feels like the day that I awakened my Striker, like, is how happy I feel when I log into the game right now. Just because there's all these little tiny changes and little tiny improvements in between. Like, it's stuff that the everyday, like, BDO player may not realize as quickly or as easily, but, like, little tiny frames of gaps in between a super armor protection and an iframe in transition between some of your protected abilities. We were trying to stay in your protections for large scale, or even in like a 1v1 just in the open world, or like in a pack of mobs that are going to CC you, like in Cycria or something like that. Like, all of those things are connected now, so you can weave your abilities, which means like you're not just like chilling low key, just like ability. Yeah, you're just like input. You have to like anticipate 1 second ahead. So it's actually dramatically changed the APM of Striker to be a way more aggressive class in like, I don't have to wait to be reactive off of my opponent.
Talk about the dashes for a hot
Yes,
second?
dude. Yo. Oh man. So the movement with bringing Suck movement to Awakening, so good. Like, that by itself was just a nasty increase in
and alone with the mass destruction staying in
Yes,
Awakening, not
yes.
using that as a transition skill, and
So-
on top of that, somersault in Awakening, and it's just a super armor.
Are you using Awakening mass destruction?
I refuse.
Yeah, I lock it. I can't use it.
Why?
Because we use
it
mass.
ruins,
Yeah,
it ruins the entire flow for someone that's like for me. I played it that long.
Oh,
like,
you
it
like
just
it as a transition?
we use it as a transition. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, see, I'm always. I mean, I have other transitions too, with just like having Crouching Wolf.
there's a couple
Waiting
things I
for
do all the
someone
time.
hotkey.
Yeah, there's just-
Interesting.
Like, if for example, like if you do like backstep and then you C-swap, you mass destruction and Awakening. So you like, instead of just doing like the frontal.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like little weird things like that I really
thought
disliked
that.
about it.
Interesting.
Just
Like, I think it can work. It's just like the muscle memory is so locked in from like 5 years or 4
Yeah.
years of that. It's just I can't get over that.
yeah, I have to be able to
Then-
use it to go into pre-awakening.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, I lose track of everything when I do that.
So go ahead.
But it's just, it feels so good because like a lot of the changes like they helped really all like giving like feedback for like the ART and stuff like that. It feels like exactly because like I got to put like input on it. It feels like it plays exactly how I wanted it to play. It's like if I was gonna like do something before the patch and be like, what if I could do something? What would I want to do? That's just like how it works now. Like all those things work well together, and it just feels so fluid, and I love it so much. I think like
I don't think that
think-
there could have been a better person to give direct feedback on any class. Like, just from the way that I see it, and I know that there are some people that were like not as happy about the way that their class got reworked, and it's like, dude, I know the way that you play. Like, you'd be able to give direct feedback and get us the input that needed to be shared and communicate the messages in a way that would get it into a state that'd be awesome to play. Like, just like, and for real, thank you for being able to do that. Like, can you elaborate a little bit, like, what that process was like to talk to like the player base, like to explain some of the background behind what it's like to like give direct feedback to a developer, like anything that's not NDA that you're not allowed to share. Like, what was it like talking to them about your favorite class and knowing that it was going to change your favorite class itself?
it was really good. Like it's just like the whole system. It was like just a constant like kind of work, which is like why I felt like being like one of the early classes really helped because you had so much time to just like get these little changes, a little bit fixes here and there, just over and over again. It just kept making it more and more fluid. It's just like there's like it's like every week you get like a couple changes, and then it just like each week it's like things get changed. You kind of see what happens. You send like some new set of feedback and see, and it worked really well. I loved how it all like worked out. It just like
God,
the big
fangirl that I can hear in this room is just.
I mean, no, it was awesome. I had a great time with it.
Did
the whole system was awesome for me.
Did you have an idea of like what you were going to suggest, like every single thing that you were going to like say to them before, or like during the process? Was it like after you won the tournament? Did you already know like what you were asking for? Like what did that feel like?
It kind of evolves where you start just like you ask for like the initial things you wanted, which is like the spiral gap and stuff like that, right? Like the stuff that you're like that's super obvious. But then like it's not like it's only like they do like anything that was like new skill or like new like cancels, those are pretty like on them, and it was like, but it's like, oh, now they have this changes like a lot of things, so like it'd be cool if like now that this new skill works like this, what if like one of these like older skills worked better together with it or something? It's just like there's a bunch of weird like connections and stuff like that just really bring it out and just make everything feel so fluid.
That's awesome, dude. I just gave away the first costume in game, so if anybody is watching in North America and you are a striker, if you guys want to join us on stream, I'm going to be giving away costumes in the Battle Arena on Battle Arena 9, and I'm also going to be giving them away in chat. We're going to do our first. If you guys
are in my stream, head on over to Joe and make sure you get those costumes.
Yeah, exclamation point reboot. Just make sure you follow the stream. We're gonna do our first costume giveaway in chat right now. And Divios, dude, thank you so much for the effort you put in. The first thing that I want to talk about today is I think for anybody potentially thinking about season, for anybody thinking about playing striker, is like why would you want to play striker? So to give you guys a little bit of a background. Oh, and to give you guys a little bit of another like way to get to know us strikers wise, I want to talk about like what was the decision that made you pick striker. Like what was it about the class, and what was it like playing striker 4 or 5 years ago in game? Like what were your favorite moments? What were your favorite like tell stories from the beginning of your striker gameplay? Like when you were just starting out with gear, like who were you playing with in the game? Feel free to shout out the homies from back in the day. Gloomer, if you want to start out, I'm going to do our first giveaway in chat right now also.
Well, as I said, I started playing the game in like late 2018, start of 2019, which is when I picked up striker. So I kind of picked it up for like an embarrassing reason, I guess. Like me and a friend were planning to make ourselves in game essentially, and striker was like the I guess what I related the most with, what felt like the easiest one to mold into looking like me, I guess. So I kind of just went with that, and I immediately fell in love. Like it took like 10 minutes of playing maybe before I even hit awakening. Since then, I mean, like I played Archer for 7 months on release, and otherwise I've just been playing striker. I think like once I did the awakening questline, and you get like I had no clue about awakening or anything like that. I didn't know about the clones. When I first started playing, and I think the second I started casting those clones out, it's like yeah, I'm fucking maining this shit. Like this is beautiful. There's no way I'm changing. When I first started playing though, was like right after the big CC changes, so there was like a lot of misinformation going around. People didn't really know how to play anymore. Everything was like jumbled, combos were kind of fucked. So I couldn't really find anyone to teach me the game. I sort of just started experimenting, which was a lot of fun, especially on striker because it has so many like niche, there's so many niche like ways to like the C swap canceling out of skills and all that aren't necessarily obvious. It looks like a simple class when you like look at a kit, you see someone play it, but there's so much like small shit to it.
Yeah, it's nice because it gives you a lot to like dive into. It's easy to pick up, but then there's more than just that. Like you can pick up and grind, you can pick up in PvP and clap cheeks, but like there's more if you really want to get very good.
Actually.
Yeah, for me, I my whole thing was I just liked the idea of like I just like the idea of being tanky, and obviously before I was a DP warrior, and like I just or like a hybrid more DP or warrior, right? And I was enjoying that, but like as soon as like the new class came out, I try every new class. I mess around with it, just have fun to like kind of learn it. That was something I did all the time in Smite too. Just learn what like the new class does, just so you don't just like you're not going into like fights blind. But like I was messing around with it. I'm like, oh my, this is the most fun thing ever. Just running around. I was just running around town, just sprinting around. That's honestly something I still do. I just jump around the buildings of Velia whenever I'm bored, because it's just I love just like the movement, like things it can do. They're so fun to me. It's just like the movement really sold it for me. It's just I love it so much.
I remember watching when I first started playing BDO, it was like 6 months before I started streaming it full time, and I played like Berserker, I played Musa, I played DK, and then I saw my buddy QMG, like he was doing Twisted Collision into Nimbus. It was like that uppercut that reminded me of Street Fighter, and then Nimbus was just like boom, impactful. Like you felt like a hero, like you felt like a badass, like a kung fu warrior, you know.
Yeah,
and
that was the one thing I really enjoyed. You worded really well. It was just like you feel it. You get that straight shot of dopamine right in your dome as you feel your character just come down and just like drop the fucking leg. Oh.
Yeah, like every one of the animations that you do in Pre-Awakening and in Awakening, like it's like a rage hammer. Like it's just like boom, you're just striking the ground, like punching down on the ground. Like the aesthetic design of Striker is impactful. Like as a warrior, you know, like if you look at this on stream, we were talking about Pre, just like boom, you're just like, dude, what's up? Back to form, you know, like you just feel really badass. And that's what spoke to me. That's what spoke to me on the class. I remember, like I fooled around a lot, and I did a lot of like rinky-dink nonsense stuff, grinding. But like getting out to the first battles I had were at Basham's and Pirates in the mountain. I remember dueling people in the mountains at Pirates, like. Just everybody coming in on that back rotation. Just everybody wanting to come in and get on that spot. Getting into duels before I got my Awakening and just getting bodied. And I was the same way. I had no idea like how to use my clones, like what the amount of protections were. I didn't understand like the protection system in this game at all. I just like pressed buttons and slap my keyboard. Like a lot of the time I still do that, but it's just like, yo, oh my God. When you figured out how actually protected the class was way back in the day, like Striker was crazy when it first came out. Like everything had a CC on it. It had a protection and a CC. Like when you're talking about what Striker was, what that kit brought into the world, when you really figured it out, it was way stronger than a lot of other classes, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just like that reminded me like when it came out before CC changes, you felt like some like juggernaut where you just run in and then you go for the first target you can, or you clone behind them, and then once those clones are out, where they're spamming stuns, they used to see, and then like everything would CC, so you'd leg drop, that would CC, you'd spin, that was SA and CC'd, and you would just turret mode after. You'd shift Q behind someone, then just turret mode on them, and it was so. It was like in group fights that felt so good. It was like it was just very like it was insanely strong. Like it was way too strong. And then like in 1v1, what you'd used to do is like if someone came to grab you, you'd clone at your feet, and then they grab you and then get stunned by the clones. And just like before the CC changed, it was like a completely different class. And like I think finally like with these reworks, it feels like not back to that, but like it feels like I don't feel like I'm wasting my time in groups anymore. I feel like I love it so much. Just there's so many like cool new things that you can do with it now, and everyone's like, there's so many classes that are just so crazy with these reworks now. And it's definitely really fun next couple months, just figuring out and like watching things shift, just things get changed, and like the craziest things get toned down, and just seeing where things like start sitting, I guess. It's gonna be really
I'm curious, how do you feel about Succession in group PvP? And I haven't had the chance to play on live yet.
Because of the nerf, I still don't think it's very good. But I think it has like a place, and I think it's good. I think it's fine in small scale now. Like like up to 5v5 and stuff like that, it still feels pretty good. I don't feel there's anything wrong with it there anymore. Large scale, I still think it's pretty not that good. I think you can still do stuff with it though, compared to before where you would not do anything at all.
Yeah.
But now I think it has. I don't think it really has a place, but I think it's not like you're not just completely wasting your time. But yeah, but an Awakening feels fantastic. Awakening feels a little bit worse 1v1, and then Succession in 1v1 now feels like it feels like so hard to fight.
1v1 is just insane.
It's insane now.
Yeah,
It's Poco. Like finally, Ragehammer has the CC back onto it. And
Yeah.
on top of that, we have mobility with it, and it hits like a fucking truck now. So
Yeah, you lose way less stamina.
big ups.
I
And
feel
the
like
new explosive fang change where you can you can throw out like
And
multiple
you can
range
change out of
CCs.
Wolf's Fang.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Ragehammer, I mean.
that's one of the things I wish we had more. I wish there was a little bit more TLC given to Wolf's Fang and Awakening, because like it's really nice to just throw that Kamehameha.
It's actually really really good now.
I wish
It's so fast
Fang
though.
had a little bit more range added to it. That's just me. I
In
think the
Awakening,
range is-
yeah.
It's nice to throw, but like you're
Awakening or Succession.
yeah, but you can't hold the frontal guard anymore. So you can't
Yeah.
just like chill and post up and like rethink and then throw. So it's nice to just throw it out there, but the second you go into it, you have to commit to it. You know what I mean? Like you can't use that as any type of like interruption. So like
I think I've been using it as a pretty nice finisher. And
finisher, yeah.
Or like if someone's running away, you can kind of like throw it, and then if you see they're not like attacking you, you can go for the explosive fangs, and that's even more range stun chances.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Can you
but it's
change
obviously
things in Awakening.
yeah you can.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah.
Real quick, for anybody who's lurking the stream, exclamation point ticket space 1 or exclamation point ticket in general. Make sure you're following the stream. You have to be following in order to get selected. All you got to do is just type in exclamation point ticket for our first giveaway. We're going to be doing a couple giveaways just like this, so hang out as long as you like. Just make sure you type it in right now if you have not yet done so. You're not going to get multiple entries. Everybody just gets one entry. All right, so we're going to do, there's going to be an ad that plays in 1 minute. After that ad plays, we'll do our first giveaway. I'm going to do like a couple in a row, and I'll select you and send you a whisper. So I think that the reworks have done a really good job of like emphasizing the identities of what the class was pre-rework. So it was like Succession had higher APM, was awesome for PvE, where like Awakening had more of a clunky style. It could like grab and bop, you know, like the shotgun versus the machine gun is the analogy I give all the time. But like it had those gaps where it didn't have that constant output. It's like turn that up to 11, you know, give that even higher AP scaling, even more impactful damage in Succession, and then let's fill in those freaking gaps in Awakening. You know, let's put in Battle Cry, let's put in the back kick, and make sure that it's at least consistent, so it can give the class PvE. Because like, dude, oh my god, I remember.
Even just holding just LMB for what is the Autumn?
Yeah, Autumn.
Blaze,
Autumn is awesome.
Autumn Blaze, yeah.
It's so between Autumn, Battle Cry, and the back kick, like that's you've got.
Battlecry has such a low cooldown.
Yeah, everything is 6 seconds. You're just weaving. You know,
Like,
I think we're starting out.
yeah, the biggest problem with it, honestly, before in PvE, it still was very good. On any Elvia spot, it was already just as good, pretty much.
yeah.
But like outside Elvia, it ran into cooldown problems because like Landbuster, which is all it was a second spin on Infernal, was a 15-second cooldown.
Yeah.
And obviously like leg was the flow for leg. Skullhammer was 11 seconds.
Double
And
dash
not
was
only-
15 seconds.
Yeah, and not only did they change it to where those cooldowns are basically just the same as the normal skill, but now and we also got 2 really good like extra skills as well. It's just like, oh man, it does feel really good though, and it's getting grindy now.
Yeah, so the
And
way
50% more quick.
Yeah, and yeah, you just Awakening pretty much is always at 100% crit now.
yeah, I love that. I love that. The way that I looked at Striker in the beginning of the game when I first started playing was like I feel like it was designed to be the anti-mage class. You know, let's give it the E-buff that can just run through all CC, get into the back line, and kill this class that was just basically like playing at the top of the game. You know, it's got crazy magic defense built into itself, and yeah, we're going to give it a ton of protection. We're going to give it a ton of damage, and we'll let the clones like just kill. You know, like shred, 100% accuracy. The class in the game where when it first came out, like when we still had Renown, when we still had like Caphras, like stuffed Caphras into Penheave helmet and glove, like way back in the day in gearing scaling. Like it was just meant to be this ultimate warrior. You'd build your defense in evasion, which was already strong in the game, which is the strongest defense in the game, and really easy, cheap to get gear. And you'd have this like crazy, kind of like flimsy evasion. You'd get a ton of DR from Renown, and then you just build, normal AP, and all your clones would hit through everybody else's damage. So this class like had the benefit of so many different game functions attached to it. It was really, really cool to play. I feel like the game has changed a lot since then. Succession added in a different playstyle, a different feel where you've got like the PvE equivalent. Gear has changed a lot since then. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but I just feel like you can screw with damage, you can screw with the defense, you can screw with evasion, but it feels awesome to play and have the choice to play and the freedom to play. Being able to keep yourself protected and throw out damage. How does Succession feel in like group battles? Divios and Fake. Have you guys gotten into any group engagements?
I did some 5v5s with it. It felt good. I compared to Awakening, one thing, I have so much more CC and my CC potential in Succession is super high, and it is so fast and mobile. It feels like you're playing like a ninja or something, where you're zipping around and you're just throwing out CCs over and over again.
Bro, have you done Olins with a Shy, Divios, by chance?
No.
Succession? Dude, E-buff, Shy, speed buff, and everything. Oh my god, your fucking casts of like Wolf's Fang and the Wolf Explosive Fang, and then quick casting Wolf's Fang at the end. You're a literal machine gun. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just so quick, and that's a big +1 from me from what Divios is already saying. Like the CC potential already, and on top of that, like just the engagement alone. Like you can do knee hammer frontal guard into Rage Hammer Super Armor, and then you can immediately go into using Wolf's Hunger, which is a Super Armor mobility move, and immediately, get yourself out on top of chaining it into, your dashes. Well, I guess you do Knee Hammer, Rage Hammer, then dash, and then do Wolf's Hunger, which is all just Super Armored.
Yeah, one thing I really liked was now you can do Skull Crusher into Wolf's Hunger as well.
Yeah, so crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I'm getting off my
It's so clean. Yeah, it's awesome. Yo, real quick, our first giveaway winner was
oh my god, you can! That's so sick!
Cypher 2285. Make sure you say something in chat, and I'll send you your first code, my dude.
That's the thing with Succession. There's so many new ways to use skills that it's gonna take a while till you actually figure out where all the different ways you can go.
You can't do somersault into Skull Crusher anymore.
I'm so happy with that though, to be honest.
Why?
Because you can still do it in Skull Rush. You just have to do down C. But
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, you just can't hold F. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just can't hold F but that new Hurricane, somersault into that first hit Hurricane is so insane. Like how much damage that does in PvP. It's. Oh, that thing, if you doing that, it instantly half-health someone, just like that.
Really?
It is insane.
Okay, I see you. I gotta try that. I did not know that.
Honestly, the combos coming out of Succession
are ridiculous, yeah.
Boy, oh boy, the smile on my face. Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really interested in getting into a little bit of the depth of what you can do in the combos. It's so weird because I feel like Striker, there's a lot of depth in the combos in Awakening, and then in PvE in the Succession, you'd have one kind of easy cheese combo, Crimson Fang into whatever, into Roaring Tiger into Wolf's Fang. How has the combo changed into a kill combo using some of those new abilities, the way the damage has changed?
You can basically just crit buff yourself, and then knee hammer, rage hammer, Hadoukens, you'll kill someone.
And does knee hammer have protection on it, or is it just
it's frontal. Yeah, frontal gives you 8.
No. Oh man.
Yep.
20 AP plus a frontal guard?
No, it doesn't CC. It doesn't CC.
No,
I think for like tank buster, tank buster combos now, you're gonna have 2 seconds to see with Savage Fang though. Like you need that fucking crit buff, and that's the only way to get it.
Sweeping kick, the first hit does it too.
It does? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I
Sweeping
mean,
kick pops the sweeping kick pops the crit buff too.
okay, but it's kind of a worse version of Savage, so I guess. But
Well, now you only have to do the first hit of sweeping, so you can do one thing
Savage still has 2 seats.
Oh yeah, no, Savage Fang is amazing. Removing air smash on that was like the best thing.
It's a best buff.
That's nuts.
That skill is so good.
So I think this is a good time to actually like get back into specifically which would you rather choose based off of your favorite play style. Like the way that you play the game, which one works better for you, Succession or Awakening? And what are your favorite changes in the way that has affected your style? It's like, what is like your favorite, like a top 3 changes? What are you using most often? What do you find to be most fascinating in PvE or like PvP in your combo since you got your hands on the rework?
Okay, so my top 3 like favorite things is definitely the CC back on Rage Hammer. That's like big ups on that one.
Okay.
The fact that they put an Echo Flow on that is just another +1 onto it. Just for extra damage, but the CC is like, fuck. I was actually mad when they took away the CC from Pre-Awakening and 6. It made no fucking sense.
They just stealth nerfed it on release. It was fucked.
Yeah.
They removed like 5 skills on release.
It's so dumb. Anyway, but
Crimson Fang and stuff too.
Second one would be the Super Armor on Wolf's Hunger. That's a big up, and then +3 would be the chain. We're actually giving ourselves a reliable use for Wolf's Explosive Fangs, because the third Rebam, the flow from flow, it was useless. There was no point. So I didn't expect it was really cool. No point.
Yeah, I did not think they would be able to make that skill like good. Because we specifically talked about that at one point.
Yeah.
In the little interview we had, and we're like, I think we don't know how you'd have to make it like instant or something. Where that's kind of what we're like, how do you ever use it? Because it would have to be so fast.
There was a delay between moves too, so it's like you just had this delay, this slow cast, and then a delay between something else. So it's like, the fuck is the point of this? Like I can do anything else than get better filler damage. PvE wise, I mean, it's just Succession wise, it's higher APM. Awakening is also higher APM. So it's like I swap between Awakening and Succession now genuinely, and I genuinely enjoy it. Like Awakening grinding and PvP is just like a lot more fun because it's so much more engaging than what it was before. One thing I really liked about Succession, because Succession is just high APM, and like Divio said earlier, it's like you kind of feel like you get these ninja vibes from it because it's just like there's a bit of a finesse to it. Now Awakening has a finesse added to it, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm definitely going to be using Awakening in large skill a lot more. And then Succession is just like, fuck, I love that I'm able to swap between the two. I unlocked all 4 skill presets, and I have Succession PvP, PvE, and then Awakening PvE, PvP, and I swap between the two and genuinely enjoy both of them. When people ask me what I like more, I mean, I like Succession just a little bit more, but Awakening is really close to my favoritism towards Succession.
Yeah, I love Awakening, dude. Like, all my positive memories of this game come from Awakening. So it's like I feel like Succession, its functionality for me has been like PvE. So let's go high APM. It's like the way I've wanted to play. I feel like it's like the Mystic equivalent of Striker. You know what I mean? Like crazy high APM. Like I want to learn how to play it for 1v1, but I just feel like Striker in the form that it's in now, I can small scale, I can definitely large scale, and I can definitely grind. It's got everything I want in it. Like why would I want to play anything else? You know? Like what? Like I feel like it's a good thing. Like if I get better 1v1 ability for the trade-off of large scale, if I want to do a duel, and I have the chance to swap, I've got Succession as an option. But if I want like the nasty all around, how could you not play Awakening, dude?
Yeah. Well, Awakening has so much more viability added for its 1v1 potential as well because of that higher APM. So it's like you're laughing no matter what you go with.
The thing that I love, the thing that I think is like my favorite, my top 3 right now is that our kit has, if you're talking about Spiral, Ferocious, Battle Cry, Autumn, Somersault, and Leg. Like all of these abilities have somewhat of a range to them, like large around my character, and they're super. So like I can, with the combination of a 5 to 6 second, like I know I have at least a dash iframe, 4 or 5 seconds on cooldown, and I can dash, drop an ability, move, dash, drop an ability, sidestep. Like there are so many options that I have in movement that make the class completely unpredictable. I don't have to just like go in and bomb and blow up and throw damage. I can actually like drop, throw an ability, back out, dash again, drop, throw an ability, 2 double backstep, drop, throw a leg, ferocious summon direction. Like I have more freedom to play the class in a completely different way than I've ever been able to play it before. Because like previously we had like Twisted, Nimbus, and you get CC'd at the end of that, so you've got it to like escape. You're not going to use that to like engage. Yeah. You're at instant CC. We've got all day.
I already had like 3 or 4 just like really. It's so cool like what you can engage in group with Nimbus now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And like I was like up on a rock and I jumped forward like 50 feet.
It's beautiful, dude.
Yeah. When you land, it's actually safe. So you just like there's so many cool things you can do. Like I love it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say I really like both specs, but it's depending on like what I'm doing. I think if I could only play one, I'd prefer be able to play Succession. I do think though that like I do think like if Succession didn't feel if Succession felt good in group, I would only play Succession because I do most of my PvP is large scale.
So what do you feel is lacking in its kit? Like I feel like are there enough abilities where you could keep your frontal and your super armor rotation going, and you could like use it to skirt around the outside to like pick and poke and onesie twosie fight?
I think so. Yeah, I think it can. It's just you can. You only have. You're pretty much your only damage you're really gonna do, other than 1v1ing someone, is you're pretty much just gonna do rage. You're gonna do Rage Hammer Wolfang, and if that doesn't put them not dead, but like if that doesn't put them like in like critical, like I have to back out type HP, then you can't really like stay in that kind of situation. You have to get out yourself.
Okay, so like basically there's enough tools to stay protected, but there's not enough tools to do killing damage.
On Global Lab, the other skill, like the Skull Crusher and the Rampaging did good damage, but they got nerfed. Rage Hammer also got nerfed by a lot before it came live. And I do think
brutal on Lab.
Yeah, on Global Lab, like I know people have seen it because it has like 1,000 views. I have like clips of just running up and one-shotting people with Rage Hammer. I mean, and like on live, it's still like if you hit someone with like Rage Hammer bound into like the triple Hadouken, that'll do like 75-80% of someone's health.
Crazy.
But it's like it's not able to do like what Awakening can, which is like, I mean, that's why I just like both specs because they do play differently, and I love e-buffs that change how you can play the game. And like Awakened Striker e-buff is like, I think it's like one of the most sick skills in the game, where you can just e-buff and you walk around in SA and you just run at people menacingly.
Dude, I always hear the Terminator soundtrack. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah.
What's like that for Striker e-buff Awakening, was it?
Yeah,
it's always like that. Yeah, always.
If you Striker Awakening e-buff and you're
it's the way it's always been, bro.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've touched Awakening, so
as long as you're running or sprinting, it's like
okay.
But like just like that whole like e-buff thing is also why I like Stuck Sage a lot. But
yes.
I like e-buffs to like change how you can play the game, because like it just like you feel like on both Striker and like Sage, when you pop e-buff, you feel like I'm gonna pop off here kind of thing.
It's time, like you're anticipating that every 3 minutes. Yeah. When I first started going nuts on Striker, it was like I mapped out exactly how many deaths I could have in RBF, like how many engages I could go just to make sure it lined up with my E. So it was like, okay, I can do this, I can fool around over here, I can do this, I can dip over here. Now I got my E, it's time to go. You know, like it's really, really cool. But it's
go time.
Yeah, that's the identity, like being able to do different things, like skirting around and like using your super armor movement to get from place to place is one thing, but then when you got your E, boom, 50 DP, 30% attack speed, 30% resistance, 15% all evasion increase, and you can just walk straight forward into CCs. So that allows a lot of different cool things you can do to open up damage combos. I love it. I love it. For me, the thing I've been finding myself doing a lot of the time is like Nimbus straightforward into Rage Hammer, like so twisted into Nimbus into Rage Hammer, and then starting out my like actual PvP combo with Spiral into back kick leg drop. I can then echo into Battle Cry and then still get out with a triple dash away. So I'm like, dude, there's so much you can do in that little clip of time, and the only time that you're really like getting set up to get grabbed,
you
like
still have wiggle room to mix.
Dude, you could literally throw Silent Step in between any of that and still get enough back to get your dashes. So you could halfway through, if you're gonna take extra damage, you just Silent Step the iframe the damage and then throw it back. The only time I'm like a sitting duck in that whole movement, this to this to this, this here is Echo Spirit, and then Battle Cry. So one of the things that I found to be really cool about Battle Cry is you can hold W and like the iframe back. You got that iframe disengage, which is really nice because you're going to throw out awesome like huge AoE damage for a couple of ticks, but you can cut it short with the back step.
Dash out and then do your revamp back step.
Yeah. So like there's so many more options to engage and disengage, which adds a beautiful layer of depth to the class in itself. Like you can look at the clone damage, you can look at the new abilities for extra damage in PvE, but it's like really how much extra freedom do these things give you? And that's that's what I love about Awakening in the Absolute kit. So for everybody, go ahead, Gloomer.
Oh yeah, that's something I was really surprised but glad they did with Awakening is it's always been so static, and you'd expect try to beat the ability where you're stuck in it, but the fact you can just dash out of it at any time, like they actually went through with removing all that clunk is insane to me. I'm really happy about it.
It's huge. Real quick,
I was gonna say.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say the heal plus like being able to cancel out a Battle Cry. It's like the ultimate finisher that Awakening needed for group, because the problem with group before was like, and I know like pretty much everyone who played Striker would agree. You go in, you'd Spiral, you'd leg, you'd Autumn Blaze, and you basically would already be having to get out. You'd like clone behind people maybe and just try to dip.
And that's it.
But now it's like you and they'd be low, but most people wouldn't die to that. So then you just finish them off with the Avatar's Cry or Battle Cry, whatever it is now, and then you just chain your iframes and then you triple dash out and you're gone. It's so weird because it plays in group how it's like every other patch is like this is what I'd want to do, and it's like but now it's just like every now and again you get away with it, but now that has no gaps, like wow I can just do that. That's just the thing, unless I like lag out or like something crazy happens, like I'm gonna be able to just go in and do that.
Yeah,
and I love it.
The way I've imagined like being able to get in and use abilities on Striker is like the actual way you play the class now, where it's like I wish I could go in mass destruction and like slip behind and then get zip in and zip out. It's like I actually can. Let's go. One of the things that I think in terms of skill and in terms of like major quality of life changes for gameplay is the abilities are going out faster. Like a lot faster than previous. So I feel like my in general pace of gameplay has elevated like a lot. I know the first day I played Striker, like my hands were sore at the end of the day, and that's like not a common thing like on Striker at all. Did you guys feel the same way?
No.
My hands don't really feel sore, but it's way faster. It's like honestly, like in groups, like the slow change makes everything crazy. You like if sometimes you're going in, you'll drop like rampaging, bite off, somersault, leg, and battle cry in like 1 second.
Yeah.
1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not slowed. You drop everything. You're like, oh my, like that's crazy fast. Like it's actually something where
I was that gamer that like jammed out on Guitar Hero on Expert and like always played Rock Band, so like my wrist just built that endurance. And you know, whatever. But I've never had like wrist pains in this game. But oddly enough, I started getting kind of wrist pains when I started doing Olin's after the reworks for Succession. Just because it was so much faster, it was so much more to pay attention to. I found myself having to like shake my wrist off for like a split second, just to, like get that back. And then yeah, so never really, but as of recently, just trying to get used to certain things, maybe just a little bit, but nothing chronic or anything like that, like other players have described.
I took 2 months off, so it was like my first week coming back, and like that was a huge change of pace. It was just like, dude, oh my god. Yeah, I've been like LMBing in New World, and it's like from that to this, it was a huge change of pace.
1, 2, 3, LMB.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's so funny.
All right, so real quick, we're going to do our next giveaway. Deatryce, Deatryce, you won a code. So if you're here in chat, please say something at JoeNeverFails in chat. I'm going to give you this code. I need to know what it is. So if you could take it and put it into your game account and let me know, because Enlave gave me 15 codes. I know 5 of them are costumes and 10 of them are some random thing. So I have no idea. All right, there we go.
Costumes, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if they're all costumes though. He said,
codes.
Yeah, bruh.
Enlave.
So let's find out. Let's find out what this code is. All right, Deatryce, I'm sending you a code right now. If you can put it in your game account and send me a screenshot of what it is, just let me know. All right, we're going to do our second in-game, or our second in-stream giveaway. We're going to close this giveaway, and we are going to do another one. This is going to be our second costume giveaway in stream. All right, costume. And we're going to continue this topic of conversation in just 1 second. I want to talk about in like every situation. It seems like, I mean, we've kind of already had it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec to finish this out. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Ticket cost 1. Maximum tickets 1. No subscriber luck. All right, there we go. So Gloomer, I have a question to you, my dude. You're the only guy that can answer this. All right, prepare yourself. Yeah, Pity, if you can, at JoeNeverFails in chat. Yeah, at JoeNeverFails in chat. Hey, this is me. I'm Pity.
I need sugar.
All right, Gloomer, if you could let me know, is EU different? I got you. Is EU different than NA in terms of like the popularity of Striker? Is the class like the one of like the most popular classes over the course of years since you've been playing in 2018? Do you see like a huge amount of Strikers playing, or have you seen them recently?
The only time Striker's been like really popular was around like after Succession release in Sequoia. Like you saw Strikers every second person you met was a Suck Striker.
Okay.
But as it got like not out of fashion, but as other classes got better, it kind of watered out a bit, and with Hadoom, I'm seeing less and less. And I think there are like a few really good Strikers on EU, probably same as NA. Like there's a few that like they stick out and everyone knows them. But then everyone else kind of having a hard time, or they're just PvE bots. Like almost every Suck Striker you beat on EU is a PvE player. They might do some PvP, but their main content is PvE.
Interesting.
Yeah, it feels like at least it feels like at least since Elvia, it kind of changed into like Lons and Guardians that I mostly see. Like, even though other classes are better than both of them and Striker, it's just like Guardian. There's so many like Awakened Guardians.
Like I think Striker's still better than Guardian at Elvia spots, but it's just the effort you put in for what you get.
Put in like 5 times the effort.
And then you have Lon, which is like this like way less effort but way better on top. So it's like we had our prime time in Sequoia, but that kind of died off now. And only the people that are like have been like big PvE bots on the class since are still playing it.
Yep.
Interesting. So like let me ask you this, Divio. So like over the course of years, like you've been doing Wars and Siege since how long? For how long? Since release?
Yeah, so pretty much since they were out.
Okay. So like when Striker came out in terms of Node Wars and Siege, what do you feel about Striker's role in Wars. If you can give me a little bit of a background there, because I only did Wars and Siege like seriously with BR, for like a year or 2 years ago. Like
it was like a kind of like tanky, kind of like I kind of said earlier, kind of like tanky turret like bomber where you
can flex with it.
You clone behind everyone and then just like unleash all your AOE damage on people and then you run away. It felt like you were basically a tankier like Awakened Wizard where you go in and you just rotate all your SAs and just trade with everyone and like just CC all over the place and that was what it was like before rework. And then after the CC changes, it got a lot different for a while, and then it got better. Then it got like really bad really quick. So it's like it was just like.
Yeah, I feel like when it first came out, you could go in and you could ult bomb. Like that was part of the game, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no, that wasn't when it came out. That was like 6 months later. They like buffed a bunch of ults because initially what you do is before any of the changes, you'd go in, right, and you'd Z buff before the fight starts. You used to get 1% every time you got hit.
Yeah.
You'd Z buff, then you'd dash in, spiral, leg, and then by the time you did that into like the spin, you'd already have 100% from getting hit so much.
Exactly.
And then you just ult after that.
Yeah.
Initially the ult was just used for iframe, but then one patch they buffed it by like 75%. And then all of a sudden, you could just go in, leg ult, and just wipe groups of people. And it was, that was really, really good.
So do you think that with these changes, we're going to see a return to Striker maybe having a role in Node War, like more popular role in Node War, being more viable in tier 1s, like in the bare minimum? Do you think you could would you see more Strikers in Siege?
On capped, Striker still felt okay even before rework.
Okay.
It wasn't great, but on anything capped, Strikers always felt pretty good because of clones. It's never felt too bad in capped. It's just like outside of capped, what happened is you just go in, you kind of just clone. The clones would do like 200 damage to someone. You'd spiral leg, autumn blaze, and then they'd be like 60% health, and you just like I'm out of skills. But yeah, it's like now you can do a lot, and I think that there is definitely a place for it. I don't know how many more Strikers there'll be. I feel like it's still just going to be the same Strikers, but now those Strikers are going to be doing a lot better and having a lot more fun. But I do think there'll be more overall.
How many
but...
new ones? I think some people will be coming back to Striker, but I don't think there'll be too many new ones.
Yeah, I could definitely see some people that really liked it coming back. Because there's like on every class there's a bunch of people that like the class, but they like being strong first. So like if they're not like they don't have to be necessarily the best, but they have to be like it like because before the patch, honestly, playing Striker in group felt like you're wasting your time. That's where like a lot where like if you were like you couldn't do much. Like you could flex a bit and like fight a couple people on the side like cannons and stuff, but like you didn't actually like influence much at all, and it felt really bad because as soon as a decent group came or any time a ball fight happened, you go in and you drop your skills and you like maybe get like a kill or two, but like it wasn't you that it was never you that doing that. You weren't really doing much. So now you could definitely make plays happen. It can definitely get frags. It can fight. I do think that it's like incredibly strong in like small scale now. Like I do think a lot more people can kill it because everyone does so much damage now. But I think its e-buff and like small scale, it can just run people down, and I do think it might be like one of the strongest small scale classes.
Yeah, I think like tier 1's definitely like, man, I can't wait to get on season. Like tomorrow, I literally cannot wait to start playing my Striker on season to see how it feels at that like capped level, just to get some open world gameplay.
Divios, my chat's asking if you'd be willing to share your skill add-ons.
Yeah.
I honestly don't have like anything really set yet. I've been changing it every day. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't have anything set for myself either, so I can completely relate to that.
The only one I'm like set on right now is the somersault one. I'm putting crit and crit attack speed on it.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'm for sure set on.
Real quick, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
Yep. Real quick in chat for you guys. I picked out 3 winners. The first one's gonna get a costume. The next 2 are gonna get mystery codes. So Angry the Great, Kims, and Dam, say something in chat. I'm gonna send you, Angry, a costume code. Kims and Dam, say something in chat. If you guys are listening and watching the stream, like I'm picking winners for giveaways in chat. If you're not paying attention, I'm gonna pick somebody else. Hey, Angry, I got you. Dam, I got you. Fantastic. Thank you. Let's talk about skill add-ons. Let's go through it. This is what I'm using. If you guys are in stream, exclamation point add-ons. I think this is wrong. So I'd love, yeah.
Joe, come over here. You can actually just like look. You can just hover over me and look at your add-ons. If you just have like linking it.
Where?
Just come over to me. Go to the safe zones we stopped getting.
Yeah. Damn, son.
You can just look at your add-ons.
I thought we could only do this on, I can't talk to this guy. There he is, okay.
But you can also like hover this title, you can just hover over people.
Over you?
Yeah.
How so?
Got him.
Press control.
Oh, skill add-ons. What? Dude! Alright, when did they add that?
You can spectate people's skill add-ons?
No, you can
examine
change your
them.
add-ons. Yeah, you can change your add-ons on me. Yeah.
Oh, I changed mine on you.
Yeah, with the title.
Okay, I changed mine.
That's what Godlike title does.
Oh.
And it gives you like the old Moonbook like skill effect where you can change without having.
Oh, I was about okay, bro. Okay, bro. I was like, when did they add that functionality? It's like, oh, it's only on Divios.
Yeah.
That's badass.
No, I mean, it's not a bunch of people. Anyone who has like all those like.
Yeah, any godlike title. Yeah.
No, or Unrivaled or Go-To.
Okay. That's badass. Yeah.
It looks yellow. That's what it looked.
Yeah, it's major flex. So these are the add-ons that I'm using. This is the reasoning behind it. I was talking to Verdi in chat about it, and Verdi, I wanted to get you included in this conversation in chat as well. So the way I'm engaging and the way that I'm moving forward in PvP is I'm going spiral into savage somersault, into leg drop, into battle cry, and then I'm basically like letting that be. Like that's it. I'm letting that be my combo. So I'm starting off with Spiral using extra human damage and accuracy. I am going into Skull Crusher with attack speed and crit hit damage. Oh, pardon me. Attack speed accuracy. I'm doing Savage Somersault with DP evasion down. So like anytime I'm throwing out that instant kick, it's giving DP down. So I know that in my head, it's like if I line up whatever, the target that I want to kill is getting hit with that really fast somersault ability, and then I'm throwing all my damage on top of them. Divio, stop moving. What you doing?
Oh
dude? Yeah. So I hit Savage Somersault with DP down and evasion down. I throw Skull Crusher with attack speed and crit hit damage, and then I Battle Cry with crit hit rate and 100 bleed damage. So I wanted to throw that just because like the only other thing that I had was I could swap out the attack speed for a movement speed down on leg drop to get the double stack. I could do that,
one thing I was thinking of is minus attack and move speed on Battle Cry, and just because you hit a lot of people with it. Just like I'm not sure like what I like on it yet. There's a lot of options. I feel. It applies on every hit.
I feel like because Battlecry is such a large AoE, I'd want to hit as many people as possible with something that's gonna kill them. Like I got multiple kills with the bleed damage on Battlecry, which is sick. If I'm not killing anybody, like I want to be able to hit them with that flat. I think using more bleed damage in general is like really ideal for the way that we play the game right now. I think in general also like skill add-ons need a major rework because 10 extra human damage right now and all of our damage, like the earlier on in the game, that's a major buff. But 10 human damage is not the craziest additional buff. It's something, but it's not the craziest. I think that some of the evasion buffs are like way larger in scale, like the amount of additional damage increase they can give you than other ones. So like, I think that also because of the quickness and the speed of some of the damage that I throw out, I wouldn't necessarily want as much movement speed reduction than I had previously, where it was like, yo, I'm definitely putting movement speed slow down on this guy so I can like chase him down and kill him. It's like I'm already gonna kill him, you know. So I have to think about the full scale and the scope. What are you using? What have you thought about using, Gloomer?
The thing is, I haven't really played Awakening. Like, I haven't played
All
Awakening.
right, so what do you, yeah, what do you,
yeah, I'm kind of. But for Succession, I mean, I for the first time since it released, I'm thinking of taking crit off the Wolf's Fang. Because we have so much crit now, I just don't... Like, we're basically overstacking it with the 30%, just barely, but still, it's like, I might actually take it off. I'm not sure yet, but I think getting crit on Rage Hammer now is huge. Because you want that to always just hit hard.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think they even changed too much. I already have human damage on Knee Hammer. So I probably won't change too much around. Maybe get some minus DP a bit earlier in the combo. That's it.
So you put the human damage on Knee Hammer, so you've got the plus 20 AP, plus 10 human damage. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What?
I just got my new processor. It actually just showed up at my door.
Oh,
Gains, bro.
Baby. My motherboard, my processor, my liquid cooler. Oh my god, let's go.
those are real gear upgrades right there.
Bro,
Yeah, absolutely.
Games. Woo! It said it was lost in transit too. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so happy right now. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Use it? Oh, no,
But yeah, for Succession for sure. I definitely think damage add-ons on Rage Hammer are the way to go now. Where before I just stack debuffs with like I'd throw a dude in
like
Rage
slow.
Hammer and just spam debuffs on people.
Yeah, I always had attack slow on Rage, but now, yeah, it's getting damage on it. Crit, especially, it's just huge. It's like a main damaging skill.
So you guys are now throwing the human damage. You're throwing like all human damage on almost every ability?
No. I'll be keeping that on the
Okay, okay. I misunderstood.
Just more damaging add-ons like DP debuffs and stuff, and like buff, AP buffs, accuracy buffs, stuff like that. Instead of like before, you just put on like slows and more utility-based things.
Okay, I get it. Because of the amount of raw damage Succession already had.
But now I probably won't run it on anything. Like maybe on uppercut.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to say. Yeah, for when we were talking about our favorite skills, that twisted, like the whole twisted tree like changes. That is my number one by a lot. It is that being safe. It allows so much like kind of like playmaking potential and like escape and engage and like just like a lot of like mix-ups. That's like a change. That's the change we got. That like I don't think we ever asked for, but it's like we got that, and that's like something I'd never give away. That thing was like the changes they did with that are amazing.
I didn't like the LMB flow from uppercut. I only used the RMB because LMB was suicide, but now it's more like the other way around. There's still some use for the RMB, but it's like LMB is so safe. So let's say.
Yeah, LMB, and I feel like QLMB is the biggest mix for anybody that doesn't know that you could do Nimbus afterward, after Twisted Collision. Because when you throw that first ability, it's like the biggest telegraph that it's time to run in and grab that guy, or they're going to like fall and be stationary. But now you can just flow Nimbus immediately afterward. So it's like Twisted, Nimbus is the next step. Like everybody who knows playing Striker as of right now, Twisted into Nimbus is the key. So it's like, where are you going to go from here? Are you going to go in or are you going to go out with it? So now Twisted into Landslide. What's the name of the ability? Rock Slide? Landslide, yeah. So Twisted into Landslide. Now you're staying stationary for that one extra half second in animation. Going to get those guys who are just like, what are you going to do? And if you run in and then you Nimbus away, or you can just drop. So like you have options in continuing that combo. And also just like the vertical climb.
And it gives, and while you're doing that, like, or you're stalling in the air, you can't get grabbed. You're just like you're stuck. You're sit up there in the air, and then you get to regen all your stamina while you're doing that. Like,
can you
not?
not?
You get your stamina back while you're doing that.
Can't you get grabbed out of it?
You can get grabbed on the way up.
All grab traps are protected now as well, so it's like you're not bound them when you land a lot of time. It's really scary to go for it.
going for the CT.
Usually
Yeah,
you just try to see someone coming out of the R&B, but now you can't.
yeah, because before all the grabs were protected, or like a bunch of grabs were protected on attack.
Yeah.
Like where now, if you go for that, it's like you're grabbing into an SA bound as they land. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's a bad
scary
idea.
thing to go for.
Try to come and grab me real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna do it away.
Oh, I'm getting bullied.
Yo, stop bullying Divios. Stop bullying Divios.
Alright.
You're sort of stuck in the animation when you land for a bit, but it's not that much.
All right, I'm gonna in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do twisted and then landslide. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't even show
yeah,
there.
yeah. Try to yoink me out of the air. You'll see me. 3. Oh, what time's your
Yep.
Okay, 3,
Oh, my grab's up.
2, 1. Yeah.
Yeah, you can grab them going up, but once they've started doing landslide, they're ungrabbable.
All right, try you try to. Let me know when you have it again. I'm gonna try to do it.
All right, I'm ready.
Go. Okay, fuck, I got it behind you.
That got better, but, that's something I felt got better with the rework as well, because they made it so you're not forced down as much in your uppercuts, because they extended like the falling animation cap.
Try again.
So I don't think you're as like affected by terrain being wonky below you.
Yeah, huh? Yeah,
You're, even harder to grab because of those.
Yeah, you can only grab them like during going up that.
up and twisted, right? So only if
as soon as
wow.
you start landslide, you're ungrabbable.
Wow, I like that.
Unless you're actually, and the only time you're actually grabbable is if someone's like above you. Like if someone's on a hill above you, you can actually grab them. So.
Wow.
But yeah, like if you're on the same terrain, they can't grab you.
So yeah, I can grab this guy on the hill, right? Like on the wall.
Actually, twist it up to me, and I was gonna. Actually, do over here.
Yeah.
Twist. I'll see if I can sneak in. There we go. Yeah. Twist it. When it grabs him down, actually. 3 seconds. Yeah, dude, do twisted landslide up to me, and I'll grab you out of the air.
Okay. 3,
Ready.
2, 1. I
grabbed the other guy.
I'm doing it again.
Let's go to this one. This
Okay.
side.
All right.
5 seconds. All right, go for it.
Are you on the wall? Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah. So like, yeah, if you're above them, you can grab them. But yeah, like otherwise you're too high up.
Wow. It's weird. It showed that you were like down here on my screen.
Oh.
It showed that you were here, like in the wall.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird. Do you think? Yeah.
Weird. All right. So for now, what we're gonna do is this, guys. I have nothing else. I'm not gonna do any more giveaways until the end of the stream. We have 2 more costume codes to give away, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more other codes, which are like cron stones and stuff. So it gave me 5 costumes and 10 like random codes. I thought it gave me 15 costumes. It's my bad. So bad miscommunication there. It's my bad, dudes. The next thing I want to talk about is gear selection wise. Okay. In the current game, do you think that, and especially now because next week we have the Kaffir Stone event, and there's like an actual chance, do you think that full AP Monkey, Uragon's Begged Striker has a place in the game, or is evasion still like the only way to build your striker?
I think Succession could do that before because it's just how much safer and how much damage it does. Where Awakening is had a lot more like kind of stand there abilities.
Okay.
But now that Awakening is so much faster, Awakening can play full AP. Like there's definitely a spot for it now.
Right?
Before, and I still think even before even some people were AP before. It's just that I do think like the optimal build wasn't AP. You could do AP before, but it still wasn't optimal. Now I think you can do either. I still think like when you have like endgame stuff, that the evasion will be better for you. But,
Okay. Yeah,
but I do think that like I mean in terms of like overall, but if you care more about damage and just like both builds work very well. Like, if like there's both of them are good now. Or before I would never play unless I was only doing group, I would never play like DR.
Yeah, I feel like Gloomer, I want to hear your thoughts also. Like I feel like in terms of maximum damage, like in terms of like you're going to have to break a certain threshold of accuracy, that you're not going to be able to access unless you go for an accuracy accessory if you're using Libers. So just swapping that Begs and then going raw AP is like the only way to hit that actual output. Like that extra 25 accuracy is a huge amount of free accuracy. So in addition to that, with everybody else in the game that's using accuracy accessories and using Uragons and Begs alone, like your normal C20 Muskins, C20 Libers isn't enough evasion unless you're going for that like Orkinrad belt, Sissel's neck, or Centaur's belt, Sissel's neck, like full crazy evasion, plus build.
I think. Oh, you can go first, Gloomer.
I've been an AP monkey like ever since I started. I've never run evasion accessories, like at all. But I did for a while. I was running a like Uragons, Libers, Griffin, Harthias Kutum build, which is like it's like an AP with DR build with a bit of evasion, and I really felt that evasion. Like that evasion did help. Obviously, there are people that go straight through it, a lot of them, but it's still like it was an overall noticeable tankiness increase for little damage loss.
Okay.
But now with the new Olympic crystals, I feel like sacrificing that slot for the Harpias in that sort of build isn't really worth it anymore. So, like at this point, I feel like you have to really commit to either full DR with like full blaster, or you have to like stick with like proper hybrid setup. Like you're running Sissel, you're running like Centaur or Conrad. Like you're running full hybrid all the time, or you're committing completely to DR. There's no in between.
I agree. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like you have to go maximum evasion in order to get the benefit. Otherwise, you're kind of cucking yourself.
I think for Striker, what you can do once you're actually endgame, you just wear if you're really just going for damage and like a combo. I think like eventually you just go accuracy offhand with accuracy offhand full AP accessories. I think that is the.
Do you really think that's the play, dude?
For sure. And you have like, and then you can have your Olicus, you can have like RBFs. You have all the accuracy you need, and you still have all the evasion. That's exactly what I'm going for.
So you're saying
accuracy offhand. Interesting.
You're saying accuracy offhand with full human damage crystals and
not full, no. You can wear the Olicus, you can wear Hooms, you can wear whatever you want with evasion. You have all the accuracy.
With Centaurs and Sissels.
No, just with full AP.
With full AP. Let's look at that. Let's look at that real quick in gear.
No, it's not leather, is it? No.
It's leather.
Yeah,
leather vampers.
Oh, it is leather.
You're missing the special evasion, but you're not gaining any evasion.
You gain like 8 evasion. Yeah, but like you also gain the special attack damage, so you do way more AP. You do more damage of the same AP. Because it's such a it's like because accuracy offense too much accuracy. You don't need Gen Vipers. You don't have to have Hooms if you don't want the accuracy. You don't need any of that.
So you go C20 Muskin Libers with accuracy offhand.
Yep.
Or do you go Uragons Libers accuracy offhand? Muskin. Okay. Okay, so you drop that, you get the extra DP, you get the evasion stack, and you go full AP. It looks like Tongue Grab Belt. It looks like Debo. Let's see what that looks like just for the sake of numbers. And Pen Tungret.
Oh, get that Pen Debo shit out of here.
I know, it's unrealistic. I'm just looking for the number. All right, you go Pen Dead God puts you at 307, 309, 418 with 542 accuracy.
Yeah.
So this is what people are saying in chat is like ultimate endgame for every class. And I don't know about this. Like I don't know if this is this really like, and this is endgame Striker right here.
That's ridiculously strong.
So question, okay? Serious question, just a question. What if you were to do something like this? What if you were?
The problem with that build is that like it's a very high investment build.
Yeah.
You basically have to have everything except the Debo before it feels that good. That's the problem. But when you have that, I think it's better because Striker it scales so well with evasion and it has good DR, to where like you can wear that. Like if you're wearing that, you'll still be really tanky.
So if I had 2 pen Tongrad rings, 2 pen distos, C20 and basically everything, Tri-Fallen God, 2 pen Black Stars, I'd hit that 301 AP bracket with 401 DP bracket, and that's using the leather offhand.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And if I wanted to, I guess I could go for a pen Tongrad belt. And
then obviously
305 for Awakening.
And the thing is, you don't even need that accuracy for a lot of people. So like, you can always just like, because in that same build, like if you're fighting someone you don't need the accuracy, you can just put on your Kudum and put on like a Sissel, and then you're like 305 Sissel. Or if you're talking Pen Debo, you put on Centaur and you're 305 Centaur.
All right, so question. Not accuracy wise, but just like thought, right? What if you were to do Urgon's Narcs Debo Turos belt?
I think that's a valid build.
With Nuver.
I
Just for raw damage output, you're at 400.
Yeah, you don't need that AP. That's this over.
So you don't need the AP. So then you go Kudum.
And if you're going Kudum,
like in this scenario, you would go for with what you have now. You would rather go like a Valtara with a Lunar and like a Splendid Destruction Stone, I think.
Yeah.
So if you go Liebers, pardon me. If you go Evasion, can you not do a Nuver Striker?
Not with Evasion Nuver,
why?
no.
Just for raw damage output to kill everything around you.
Nah, it seems pointless.
Evasion, no. Kudum is like the best evasion trade-off you get. So if you're running evasion, Kudum is like it's a mess over Nuver.
Like, I don't know. My dream build would be Orc and Sistel combo with obviously 2 pen Black Stars and then C20 everything. But then you'd be using 2 pen Tungrads and 2 pen Distos.
Yep.
And then that would be 305 with your Awakening, 303 with Pre-Awakening, and then you still hit that 401 DP.
That sounds familiar.
Because my goal.
That's what I'm going for.
Leather offhand, right?
Huh?
Your leather offhand?
No, I'm saying that's literally what I'm wearing.
Well, that's what you're running.
Yeah, I don't have the accuracy offhand set up yet.
Jeez.
I got my second pen Black Star the day before rework.
Wow, congrats, man.
I won the order. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You bought it. Nice.
Yeah, I bought it.
Because
You're using Tri-Fallen God right now?
No, I got Tet like
you got your Tet.
a month ago.
You're 411 DP. Jeez, you're insane.
So my dream build right now is Muskins Liebers, Narc Disto, Turos Debo, Tungrad rings. That's what I'm going for. Full Black Star, pen Black Star, everything.
Why the Narc?
Why the Narc? Yeah.
Because you don't because on the way up, right now I have 309, 311. The next Tungrad ring that I get at pen puts me at 312, and then I can swap a Disto for a Narc. And I'm going to end up having I want to have 2 Narc earrings in general. Like, I want to help me hit 401 faster. Like, there's just no reason not to have 2 Narc earrings for endgame Odalita grinding.
I feel like eventually when you
and
start
Ash Forest.
transitioning out of those Narcs, though, you're going to be losing a lot of silver to the tax fan.
What do you mean? No. If I run,
that's going to be your hard endgame slot.
No. I don't think it's gonna be max endgame. I think double Disto is full max endgame. But for grinding Ash Forest for a Deboreka neck and for grinding Olin's, for grinding Olin's, it's worth the money. Like, there's no reason not to have that extra DP. Because if I go right now, if I go Bassi, I have Bassi Disto, but if I swap both my Distos for pen Narcs, and I go 2 pen Tungrads, I end up with 308, 311.
I just think the DR from Narcs isn't worth it anymore.
Yeah,
it's just like.
Well, I'm saying that the 14. What is it? The 16 comma Sylvian damage.
Oh yeah, no, for PvE, yeah, sure.
Yeah. The only reason why I want to do that is to get to Ash Forest, because I think I'm gonna do like 6 months of fucking Ash Forest grinding for the devils that I need.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely nice at Ash Forest.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was also thinking of getting like I was thinking of getting Narcs for when that Debo belt comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah, we're gonna have to use that for a long time. Like we're gonna have a lot of grinding to do at some really intense grind spots with what is it? Crypto the fault. What the hell is the damn grind spot? Chris the Resting Thoughts. Yeah. So like narcs are gonna make it a long way for super end game PVE. So in that,
it's like the one. It's just like the Debo belt is actually really interesting to me because it can help a lot. Where the Debo neck actually, it kind of doesn't. It does help, but like in the main build I'm running, it doesn't. It only. Basically, in the main build I'm running, all it does is it adds 1 AP and 10 evasion.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not really inclined to go because that's going from Debo Centaur to Sissel Orkinrad. It's 1 AP and 10 evasion, and right now that AP gets a bracket. But as soon as that doesn't get a bracket, that it's like why go for a Debo at that point for me?
Yeah.
But like the Debo belt, it lets me get like an extra bracket on top and basically get like the max bracket I want.
It's just
in both weapons,
dude,
and pretty much every.
Still use that Thistle, right?
I think that the entire idea of the Debo belt is a trap so badly because like think about what Ash Forest was when it first came out in the game. This completely unrealistic, unachievable thing. Like one person in the entire game had enough gear to go out and go grind Debos. You know what I mean? Like now it's becoming a little bit more exciting. Yeah. People are getting Deboreka necklaces. It's not like impossible to have it outside of incredible, insanely sweaty pay to win in the beginning. Like people are grinding it out for a year and getting them. At Crypt of Resting Thoughts is going to be Ash Forest again. Like it's good that getting that 3 AP, the idea of getting that Deboreka belt is insane. Like oh my god, to get that extra 3 AP, but the viability of getting you're saying that losing 9 AP in your neck slot and gaining that extra accuracy is worth it for going for a lunar neck end game?
Instead of overstacking, I think it just makes it a lot easier. And like I still think the Debo allows you to do other things that are better for like other builds.
Yeah.
But I just think for like the builds I use, if you're using that build, I meant like if you're using that build, you may as well go like lunar Turos. But I just don't.
Worse though than the neck. Not only like you lose 1 AP compared to the neck, but in the neck slot you don't have a HP option. Like in Belt, Valtara, Centaur, they give HP.
Yeah.
But for the Debo belt, it doesn't. So you're not only getting 1 less AP than from the neck, you're also not getting that HP. So and I feel like the belt will be as hard to get as the neck is now, honestly. At least.
Oh yeah. It's just
I can't really see it being worth going for at all in like almost every case.
Unless you're 320 with Kudum right now, like full disto Tungrad belt.
Oh yeah. If you're going for like full AP possible grind, that's obviously. But even then, it's gonna be so fucking expensive for no gain really. Just about
man,
like progressing at that point.
Right now, if I had a Debo belt, I'd be 309 Splendid Sissel.
I haven't paid attention to the leather sub weapon enough, dude.
Gross.
Wouldn't it?
Splendid Sissel 309.
Splendid Sissel 309.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That'd be amazing.
That's unnecessary.
Whoa. Splendid? Is that an earring?
It's Elkstone.
Yeah.
That's what the what? Oh, the Elkstone. Oh my god.
Wait. Splendid Elkstone. Oh,
Yeah.
you're using a Splendid.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Protection or
That's
destruction?
gross. That's even more gross.
Destruction.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I was thinking the cup add-on, and now I'm understanding. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Shining when?
Yeah, right.
It's one click away, man.
Yeah, just one click.
Just gotta get his pen fallen god
like
first.
the same odds as getting pen fallen god.
It's
3%,
3%, but it's basically imagine like how that item works. It's basically imagine you have like a 150 stack going for pen black star. Except it's like going for a hex black star, and if you fail, you lose your pen black star.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
It's YOLO.
So it's like
real.
Each attempt is a pen black star, and like
and losing it.
Yeah, that's
you lose it.
Real end game BDO is the alchemy stones. Oh my god.
Yeah, no that.
20% chance of it not blowing up. What do you mean?
Yeah. 1 in 5 it doesn't blow.
Or did you make it?
I made it before.
Holy fuck?
I made it. They were like 1.6 bill each. It took me like 15 stones. But like but now they're like 5.6 bill each, and I think it's like a dead last. It's like one of the last.
I've been clicking them for a while now, and it's such a pain. Like it's max price now all the time.
Yeah, I should have gone for the prot stone while they were that cheap now too. To be honest.
I have a prot stone, but I've been like the destruction one is getting expensive.
Yeah.
So fascinating. Oh man. So maybe leather is the amount of accuracy on it is just insane. It doesn't scale. Like it's just way more heavy than anything else. Man, I did not think that way. I did not think that way.
It's the same thing.
Yet, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you're a class that has like a parry dagger, wearing that with full AP accessories, you can be 309 with a parry dagger and just like full AP and just have a ton, just full AP and with
Hard
just,
to hit and fucking hit
and,
hard.
Yeah.
The evasion offense is really strong if your class has it. Striker doesn't have one though.
So you're
Hard to slap and you're a slapper.
305, 307, 415 is leather.
Yep.
Max.
And then with you had Debo belt, you'd be 308, 310.
That's right. Okay. And you'd break the 309 with Awakening. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep training my Doom horse.
Which also means you'd be 305 with just a normal belt.
Yeah, well, you'd be 301 with a Tungrad necklace. So like I look at this build and it's actually pretty functional for progression as well, because if you're talking about going full AP accessories for PvE with Kudum, then you just have to go for a C20 leather and you'd be able to swap it and be nasty PvP. That would be your only swap. You know?
That's assuming you need the accuracy, right? Because like right now with the meta we're in, there's so many people there's DR human damage.
Yeah.
So like it's like you don't need the accuracy for most people at all. Like there's a couple people every now and again you notice it, but like if, in this current meta, it's just, I think you just basically you could if you're playing Succession in that build with accuracy often you would use often because you have too much you're trying to get rid of the accuracy.
Right.
Basically, because like the leather, it basically gives the equivalent of like 4 to 5 accuracy accessories. And that's too much. So you're trying to so you basically throw it away elsewhere to basically make up for like some of the AP loss.
You think we're gonna see like raw AP, like another ring that's like another 1 AP above with no accuracy on it ever in the future?
I definitely I think there's definitely gonna be Debo rings. Yes.
Yeah.
24 AP rings as well.
Fascinating, dude. Oh man, it's really interesting to think about. Oh yeah, plus you've got Vels. Wait a minute. You got Vels here with the leather. I missed that. My bad. You're 308, 310 with the Debo. You're 303, 305 with the Tungrad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Splend is another animal itself.
I mean, I just want to re-ask Divios as well. So you genuinely think we should still be sticking to evasion, yeah?
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
I do think though now you're gonna more want C20s, but like it's still at the point where like
that's my current goal.
I do think if you're lower geared, you definitely go DR because you don't have like it's basically like how evasion works is like evasion is still just like how it's always been. There's never been a point in the game's history other than like full DP builds where you can be under geared and evasion. This has never been a thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't be tanky when you're under geared. This is how it is. And if you are, you're not going to do any damage, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's always been a really geared stat. It's just that number keeps on changing just depending on how people's gear goes. And so like if you're like on the curve or it's like maybe not even ahead of the curve, just like if you're slightly ahead of the curve, then you can start going for it, and it rewards you. And it's just like you need all the AP to go evasion because you're gonna be dropping AP. Because the difference between AP and evasion, right? It's 13 AP and 12 accuracy. That's the difference. That's the difference between evasion and DR.
Full and full.
It's 13 AP and 12 accuracy. Well, a lot of people like you see. There's so many people now. They're sitting at 316, 323. Just think like all those people are still 309 with Kudum. So and like Kudum has extra accuracy. So like if you're an evasion build, you're not really losing that at that point. You're not really losing the AP that much. Like it is like 309 to 323 is still something, but it's not. It's not like you need it type of thing. It's not like you don't need like, oh, once I get that 323 bracket, it's gonna change everything. It's like, no, it helps, but it's not the biggest deal in the world.
All right. Well, I'm happy with the goals that I'm shooting for. Then thank you.
Yeah,
For that,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
It's just so
Yeah,
crazy.
but-
It's so nuts thinking about the current state of endgame BDO, like being full DR with Begs with human damage. Like they're putting out so much fucking damage, and they have so much tankiness. The only way to overcome that is AP. Like that's just raw AP, like period AP, no accuracy, just AP output.
Yep, don't need any. And it's like one thing I think people shouldn't people always think about this for other classes and Striker too. Like you don't build evasion to survive combos, even though it happens to survive combos a lot of the time. You build evasion to win trades and be able to stay in and stay lingering longer, and you basically that's what evasion's good for. If you're building evasion just to I'm not gonna get killed when I get comboed. It's that's not realistic.
Rude awakening.
Yeah, you're going in there, you're throwing freaking triple flying kick. You got 10 seconds to out trade somebody.
Yeah. Like in 1v1, sure, but anything more, even in 3v3, in that like recent tournament, I got put to like 30-20% multiple times at 510 DP by 3 people with no buffs. Like it's like when I'm getting comboed by all of them. It's like that it's not you're not going to build. You're not building hybrid to survive combos. You can survive combos, but you don't expect to survive combos. It's just the only time you should expect to survive combos is in full DP. And Striker is one of the best classes at using that type of build as well.
Yeah, man. I put the only other skill add-ons that I have, I put a DP evasion on Ferocious. So when I'm jumping out and I'm getting away, I've got like a little bit extra tankiness. And
it's
then
only if you hit something though.
Yeah, I know. So diving in also. So starting off that way. Yeah. So if I'm
if you land on someone with it.
Yeah, going in, landing on somebody. I have half and half right now, PvE, PvP, because I'm doing Olins. So I'll dive into an Olin and I'll get that extra X for a little bit of time, and I'll take the 50. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about is I feel like Awakening. I feel like Awakening has a huge advantage over Succession and survivability with the DP buff from the S block. It's absolutely insane what that extra 50 DP.
The main thing about Awakening, why it's tankier, is that Succession has no sustain really.
Yeah.
And obviously Awakening does. Succession doesn't have an E buff pretty much. Succession E buff is 50 DR on a 3-minute cooldown.
Is that the same thing as Awakening as well, right?
No, Awakening gets 15% evasion and
the evasion. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And you obviously you have the 15 DR and S block, and your evasion buff is easier to keep up because the one problem that Succession has is once you've used a discharge ability, you get that 15%, and that 15% is cool, but the problem is it only lasts for 5 seconds, so it means if you try to heal up, you're gonna use Roaring Tiger, and Roaring Tiger will give you that 15%, which means you can't 9% buff yourself, so you're just you have to either wait till that 15%'s over, or just go in without a buff, and then obviously you're even squishier there. Where in Awakening it's very easy just to crouching or rebomb back and just get your kick buff and go again.
So, oh man,
that don't help a lot with keeping that buff up. Now that you go in with Rage Hammer, you kind of refresh it as you're going in, and it's not that big a deal.
That's actually true. I forgot, but yeah, with the Rage Hammer, you'll have the 9% from that. That's pretty good.
Man. Oh goodness. All right, speculation for the future. Last thing I want to talk about with you guys for long-term BDO gameplay.
We got 20 minutes. We're right in the window, baby.
We're in the window. All right, artifacts.
Ooh.
How do you think artifacts are going to affect PvP, PvE, and build selection choice?
You know, that's going to be really dependent on what the entire roster of those artifacts are going to be. I feel like Divios probably got a bit more on this.
Let's speculate on that too. Let's imagine accuracy, small amount of AP, DP, or evasion, DR, human damage,
special evasion, and everything.
PVE.
As well.
If there's evasion or
VSR.
special evasion, I'm always gonna take that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So,
unless it's like an awful trade compared to some of the other things, but.
So special attack evasion with fiery Kudum, the two.
What about attack speed? You know, would you take attack speed over evasion or special evasion?
Depends what the numbers are, probably. Because the attack speed is the best stat in the game, and I think people don't understand
1%.
That even just having a couple percent, even if it doesn't get you a new skill in any combo, it makes that combo cleaner. It lets you get out earlier. It's a bunch of things like that. Obviously, like the best attack speed upgrade is getting a 3080, but. And again, a new kit.
Hey, let's go, boys!
But
3080 gang, let's go.
But apart from that, yeah, like having as much attack speed.
Processor, because I have a 3080, but my processor is holding back my 3080, so that's why I bought the new processor. So I can't fucking wait to set it up.
What processor do you have, and what are you going to?
Right now, it's an i7 7700K.
Oh yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
And I'm swapping over to the Ryzen 5900X.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be huge. Cause I just got my computer. I just got my computer yesterday.
Holy.
It's,
you got someone to build it for you.
Yeah.
Nice, man, dude. Congrats too. I imagine the game's running a lot smoother and cleaner too.
Oh
isn't
yeah.
It? Oh god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, the CPU.
That's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not using the full potential of my 3080. That's the thing. It's weird. It's like I'm gonna feel a graphics card update or upgrade as soon as I get these new parts in.
Yep.
Yeah. When I upgraded from my Ryzen 7 1800 to the i9900, it was a night and day. It was so huge. But I also went from I upgraded my RAM a huge amount too. Don't sleep on the RAM, yeah. Don't sleep on the RAM.
I bought new RAM.
Yeah.
I bought new RAM.
32 gigs. Yeah, 32 gigs of RAM is huge.
I've got 64 gigs of RAM in this computer currently.
There you go.
I'm gonna be going to. But it's only, I think it's like, what, 2600 megahertz?
Yeah.
So this new RAM I got, it's only 32 gigs, but it goes all the way up to like 36 or 3800, which is like, again, like a 30% upgrade. Well, close to, just under. So it's like that on top of the processor, on top of being able to use the 3080 properly. Oh, I'm stoked. And I can only imagine that rendering videos is going to be that much better as well. I can literally render a heavy loaded 10-minute video within 10 minutes. So I'm wondering if I can now render a 10-minute video in under 10 minutes with all these new parts. So we'll see. But anyways, back to the game. Speculation, artifacts. Yeah, so, I mean, it's going to be dependent on what obviously hits the game too. And other than that, yeah, I mean, I would be going for, you know, attack speed or something like that. But then again, yeah, evasion, special evasion, as I said earlier, and then piggybacking what Divios also said. But other than that, I mean, I don't know, like... It's going to be interesting to see what comes with it too. And like on top of that, there's going to be 2 artifacts. I'm wondering if are both artifacts going to act the same, or is one artifact going to be special towards one side and then the other artifact is going to be special towards other skills?
Offensive, defensive, like what's that going to spread be?
Yeah.
I'm really
following. Oh yeah, basically there's 2 new slots, and they each have a main stat. And then you can upgrade the main thing. You can enhance the main item, and then you basically put in crystals that don't break. That's the best way to explain them.
Interesting.
This is like that cons concept in an artifact, right? Like you slam billions and billions and billions of silver into one slot, you get additional main stat, and then you have a chance to get an RNG of something else. But it's like the repeatability of throwing hundreds of millions of silver into the shit.
And then they said like probably the light stones, which are like the crystals, you'll be grinding all over different places and stuff for it.
So all right,
okay, the money is at least relatively decent.
And I'm just hoping. I wonder if they're gonna do it. Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it. If are they gonna show like everyone? Here's all of them. Here's all they all do, and people are gonna like theorycraft from there, or they're just gonna be like
find it out. Yeah, figure it out. I hope they do that. I really hope they do that.
Maybe they won't release the entire roster of what the artifacts can also obtain, right? Because as they go and progress throughout the game, there's gonna be other things that they can throw into the mix on top of upgrades.
The one thing that sucks.
Complete others stat.
The one thing that sucks if they do stuff like that now. it kind of hurts us because we're not going to be able to have like that much discovery because we'll be getting it later.
We'll never have that much discovery. It's KR. It's 5 days away. Yeah, it comes out on the 29th, I think, in KR.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, if it was, like, that's what I think. I mean, yeah, like KR will have the discovery though. If it's like that, where I kind of wish they just. I like doing like kind of like min-maxing like defensives and stuff. And I'd like to see like. I'd like to be able to see all the stats and just like.
Bro, if they don't have complete global translations done, delay the content until you have it ready for everybody. That's the one thing that I don't really care for is living vicariously through Korea. So we're gonna be able to see what that is and get a taste of what it is, and obviously the market's gonna potentially face some sort of impact depending on what ingredients we need for that. But yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know if they think about us that way though. You know, I don't think. Yeah, this is a Korean game first and foremost. The fact that we get it in NA is huge. I know. So am I, dude. I think our experience has always been like when you're talking about the natural adventure of this game, you can never recreate it. But like we really do lose out on the magic of BDO, where we never everything is known when we get it. Like as soon before we get it.
I didn't dare watch a Korean stream.
Yeah, dude. Nah.
It's gonna be the same thing.
I try my best to just stay blind the whole time because it's even if I'm behind the game and I'm not as competitive as others, at least I'm enjoying it. Like at least my experience is still innocent. You know what I mean? So, dude, I'm very unlike a lot of people. I think like I like attack speed. I think attack speed is insane. Like when I found out about those new attack speed crystals, it was nuts. I've always like looked towards the Splendid and the insane alchemy stones from like way back in the day when those shinings got listed. Everyone was the duped crazy fucking whatever crystals were listed up on the board, and that shit was put up for the first time. But like I'm a BSR guy, dude. Like I always think PvE PvP. So like if I can do a natural 200% just from getting attacked or from killing mobs, like if I'm out in the open on Arsha killing mobs at like some weird place, like some fucking polished forest, whatever, like some fight at Gahaz or whatever, I can get a 200% by myself. If there's double 20%, I can use 10% BSR increase. Full tongue grad accessories. So I go tongue grad belt, I go tongue grad rings, I go tongue grad neck, and then I got 200% BSR, which is insane. It's 50. What is it? 50 AP. 40% additional attack speed for 60 seconds, Divios.
Did you see the patch last night on Global?
No.
On Global now, when you
tell me, Divios.
When you use 100% or 200%, you get a 40-second buff as well as using the ult. So you get to use your ult and then have still a 40-second Z buff, pretty much.
Shut up.
The exact same. Yeah.
Do I get it when I throw the ult out? It's just a buff to ults?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, yeah. Now it's just your ult will also give you the buff. Yeah. So
does my ult get the damage?
Well, yeah. You'll get the AP because you'll give you.
You cast the ult.
You'll cast the ult. You'll get the AP and attack speed. Then you'll yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yeah. It gives you. It's a bit shorter, but I mean, if your ult, as long as your ult isn't like just completely terrible.
I mean, that's 20 seconds. That's an easy trade-off to be able to cast a giant blanket AOE that scales with your AP now.
So is Z buff still 60?
Oh, for Striker it's great. Striker it's great. Yes, Z buff still be 60. But they were saying about making. They were thinking they might even make the 100% like 60 seconds too. They might just make it to where you can.
They should double the strength of the Z buff then. If they're doing that.
For the time, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're just getting it, why would you ever Z buff? You just ult every time.
No, you won't. Yeah, you won't. I think that's what they wanted though. They said they didn't like how everyone was just absorbing.
Oh my god.
Bro, make the fucking Succession ultimate useful. Like so useless right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's unprotected.
The Striker one. This is like actually the first time I actually like it.
Okay, yo, that's another thing I want to talk about real quick before we finish this up. Like, where would you go with improvements if you were to further refine and continue from here? What are the things that you would change?
Striker Succession Ultimate, that's definitely one.
What ability would you put it on? Rage Hammer and have it be like 100 yards around?
I don't know.
I know, yeah.
But I don't know. Just like the comparison between Awakening and Succession is like Awakening has this giant blanketed AOE, and Succession has this like single target focused type of style, and on top of that, it's so slow. It's so easy to move around. So I mean, even if they just, I don't know, you don't even have to make it protected. I don't fucking care. But if it was like, you know, a lot faster, that would be amazing. Just it itself.
Kamehameha, dude! Straight line of sight, straight ahead, kill everyone in line.
God.
Yo! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Imagine.
Just a beam.
Just a beam, Kamehameha wave, straight ahead, like Archer, out of render distance. Just imagine, yo, dude, imagine seeing that in a fight, just like a Kamehameha wave coming out. It's like, oh shit, get out of the way.
Yeah, I think the only thing I want for Succession is an ebuff.
Shooting down the gate.
Oh, you want ebuff on
yeah, Succession. That's the one thing that's like missing. It feels.
Yeah, it's ebuff. It just doesn't, like, especially since they added the 20 AP to knee hammer.
Yeah.
It doesn't stack with your ebuff, so now your ebuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just knee hammer AP will always be up.
Wait, doesn't stack? No, are you sure it doesn't stack?
It
didn't on global. I mean, I haven't checked on live, I guess.
It doesn't. I was trying on Olin's the other day, and that's where I first noticed it.
Yeah.
So as soon as your ebuff is down, or as soon as your debuff is down, then you start using knee hammer.
So Suck Strikers, like the Suck Striker debuffs is just so shit compared to the Awakened one. You basically lose 15% evasion and essay walking. It's just.
Yep. You just lose the evasion and walking because now you pretty much have the attack speed always because of that's now whenever you get 20 seconds every time you.
10% increase. It's noticed. That's a lot.
Do you get attack speed from the knee hammer as well?
Hmm.
Do you get attack speed from knee hammer as well?
No. Crouching.
Just having 20%
crouching.
Now that last 20 seconds, yeah, you have it up always pretty much.
Yeah, especially Succession, like you're never gonna lose that.
Yeah.
But 10% is still a lot, like especially when you're already stacking 10 on top is.
So let me ask you guys this: we used to be able to put Rage Hammer on Hotbar on Awakening, and I also can't use Battle Cry in pre-Awakening. Those are the two things that I was like, yo, it'd be nice to be able to throw. Yeah.
Battle Cry from pre-Awakening would be really cool.
Yeah. If I could just throw it. Yeah, and transition with those two. Those are the two things that I was just like, oh man, I was frustrated. I was disappointed.
It's sideways and use mass destruction transition.
Yeah, but I had no problem with it because now I can just triple dash, right? Because like that's the thing is like it's so easy to swap now because I just triple dash, then do it.
I'm saying like if I twisted Nimbus Battle Cry, or if I twisted pardon me, if I like throw a bunch of abilities and then I mass destruction out and then Battle Cry immediately afterward. I don't want to have to throw an ability and then Battle Cry. I want to just go instant right out of it.
Oh yeah, it definitely would help.
Battle Cry though.
What are you saying, Gloomer?
How quick is it doing Autumn into Battle Cry? Like let's say you mass destruction or grab and then you do Autumn Blaze and then Battle Cry. Like how quick is that?
Autumn Battle Cry.
It's pretty quick.
Well,
it's pretty quick.
But Autumn is slow.
I mean, kinda.
I'm saying like as opposed to instantly being able to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, opposed to just like. Yeah. No, I have no problem. Yeah, it's not like I'm against that. I think that'd be awesome. It's just like. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Those are the only things that I would think of, and I'm not gonna be the guy that's asking for striker improvements in the game right now. I
do wish they didn't nerf the rampaging leg and rage hammer in succession, because if not all three of those were nerfed, it would be able to be played in bigger groups, much easier. But it's just hard to tell because it's like I do think succession is like one of the best 1v1 classes in the game right now. So that's kind of weird.
It's hard to just a large scale without like buffing a 1v1 and PV. It's really hard to like balance stuff just the way it plays. So it's like I wish there was a way to balance it around so that you could have discharge on Predator and leg drop, but I just don't like it. Would be kind of hard to do without making it just broken all over the place.
Yeah.
I think we had a great discussion. I think that was fantastic. I think we did it. Anything else? Any closing thoughts? Anything else you guys would add? Anything else you wanna say? Shout outs to the homies.
No, I'm gonna die. Thank you very much for hosting us.
Hell yeah, dudes. I thought it was super fun for strikers. I'm gonna do all the last giveaways like in a row. Like everybody in chat, we're gonna do 2 costume giveaways. So for everything else, for everybody who's hanging out with us, we're gonna mark this giveaway as complete. We're gonna do 2 costumes, and then we're gonna do like 5 or 6 Cronstone giveaways. So for you guys who hung out, Gloomer, I cannot say thank you enough. I know it was like coming out of here randomly. Like, who are you guys? Like, what do you want me to do? I really appreciate you. I know it's super late over there at EU. Merry Christmas Eve. Divios, it was a pleasure, bro. Thank you so much for continuing these conversations that we had earlier this week. And Fake,
great.
as always, dudes. Like, just something super fun. I've got everything recorded, and I'll be uploading on YouTube. So if anybody wants to use on their streams, I'll put this up afterward tonight. Thank you guys for joining, and for everybody else who watched, hope you enjoy Striker gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy the game. No matter what you're doing, PvE, PvP, season for the first time, or just like checking out on a break from another game. Video's in a great spot right now, and I hope we've been able to like share a little bit of our fun with you guys. So sign out. If you guys can let anybody know if you're creating content, if you're doing anything on YouTube, where people can find you, shout yourselves out and take it away.
Twitch.tv/FakeUniform, Twitch.tv/FakeUniform, Twitch.tv/FakeUniform.
Well, I couldn't hear you, bro. What was that? You guys know the Big Ook, Twitch.tv/FakeUniform. You're streaming right now. We're gonna host them up after this. Divios, are you streaming at all?
No, I haven't. I might think about it now that I won't have like 30 FPS if I do it. But
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
I'm not sure.
And Gloomer, do you still stream at all either?
Yeah. I'm going back to, like, I'm starting the game again once I get home from Christmas, like in 3-4 days, and I'll start streaming again then on Gloomer Video.
So where can we find you? Twitch.tv/Gloomer?
Gloomer Video. One word.
Gloomer Video?
Yep.
Yes.
So for you guys who are watching EU, if you're looking for a EU striker personality to check out and follow, Twitch.tv/Gloomer BDO, Divios, Twitch.tv/Divios, and FakeUniform, Twitch.tv/FakeUniform. Check them out, follow them, throw out some striker love. That's about it. That's all I got, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day.
Appreciate you hosting this, man. Thank
Hell
you
yeah,
very
dudes.
much for having us.
No stress, dudes.
Yeah, thank you. That was
Hell yeah.
great.
I appreciate you guys coming. I really enjoyed the conversation. I love Striker, dude. I think it was really fun to share these stories and share this conversation today. Thank you, dudes.
Hope you guys have a good Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, dudes.
Christmas to all you guys.
Absolutely, dude. Happy holidays.
Peace out, guys.
I'm jumping out of Discord, guys.
Farewell.
All right, dudes. All right.